Dear friend, I come to you in the silence of your heart. You are living in a moment that countless souls have waited for thousands of years. A moment when the energy shifts of the earth, of humanity, and of your own soul meet on the same axis. And you, the one reading these lines, are one of them. You are about to leave your old version of yourself. Have you felt that you are no longer familiar with yourself lately? There are thoughts, feelings, and reactions that you once considered yourself that suddenly no longer fit. There are things that you once wanted to hold on to, but now when you let go, they feel strangely light. This is not a random change. This is the end of your old version. You need to understand one important thing. The old version is not a bad, weak, or terrible person. It is just a cloak your soul wears to complete a period of learning. And when that period ends, the cloak must be removed. People often suffer not because of change, but because they cling to a version that their soul has overcome. The old version of you contains the fears you grew accustomed to living with, the wounds you thought were unhealable, the limiting beliefs the world fed you, the stories you told over and over again to protect your ego, the automatic reactions you thought were your personality. None of these things were ever you. They were just layers of dust that had accumulated over the course of your consciousness journey. And now, your soul has vibrated to a point where that dust can no longer stick. Have you noticed? Old relationships are starting to fall away. Jobs that no longer fit you are melting away. Old habits that leave you exhausted instead of happy. Things you once wanted are no longer appealing. Old dreams are too small for your soul. That's the vibrational separation, the moment when your soul raises its frequency to the point where things that are not on the same frequency fall away from you. People call it loss. The universe calls it rebooting. You are not evolving into someone else. You are falling to meet yourself. I want you to understand this deeply. You are not evolving upwards. You are remembering what you were in the beginning. Transformation is not becoming new, it is returning to the original. And before you step into that true version, life will send you a unique sign. A sign that appears only once before the transformation. Dear friend, before your soul moves into a completely new version, the universe always sends you a unique sign. Please feel what I am about to say very slowly. Because if your heart is shaking as you read these lines, it means that the sign is very close or has already begun to appear. The sign is, you see your entire old life collapsing at the same time. I am not talking about a physical breakdown or external loss. I am talking about the moment when your mind, your heart, your soul all realize, I cannot continue living the same way anymore. It is the moment when no one is forcing you to change, but you still know that the old path has expired. It's like the snake that knows it has to shed its dry skin. It's like the eagle that knows it has to fly back to the sky. It's like the flower that knows it's time to bloom. What you see only happens once in a lifetime. You see clearly that the old version of you is no longer compatible with the current frequency. Things that used to make you happy suddenly become meaningless. People who used to be important become strangers. Goals that used to excite you no longer make sense. You're no longer interested in old conversations. You're tired of living in the same old patterns. You feel like you're no longer fitting with your life. That's the sign. It's not depression. It's not a breakdown. It's not a loss of direction. It's your consciousness preparing to jump frequency. Do you feel like you are standing in a void? No longer in the past, but not yet in the future? No longer the same person, but not yet knowing who you are becoming? That is the moment of pre-awakening. The universe only allows this to happen once before the new self appears. In that moment, you see the whole old version of you cracking, collapsing, and preparing to leave you. You don't have to try to let it go. It falls on its own. Like leaves, when spring comes, it doesn't need wind to fall. When your soul reaches a high enough vibration, everything old will leave you on its own. Don't be afraid when you feel empty. Empty is not lost. Empty is a sign that you are preparing to become full. Don't panic when things no longer interest you. It's not depression. It is your soul shutting down the old systems in preparation for activating a completely new mechanism. And when you see all of these things happening at the same time, that is the only sign, and the most sacred sign. The old version of you is disappearing. You can fight it, or you can let yourself go with the flow of the universe. But whatever you choose, the old cycle will end, because it is not your mind's decision. It is your soul's decision. When the soul crosses the vibration border, I want you to imagine your soul is like a stream of clear water. When the water at the depths is heated, the pressure below lifts the entire stream higher. The same is true of the spirit. When your inner self increases its frequency enough to break through, you cross a vibrational border. This border is invisible to the eye. It is felt only through the heart. You may be standing right at that border if you feel yourself changing too quickly, no longer fit in with your old environment, are more sensitive to energy, experience heightened intuition, can't stand subtle deception, begin to hear your inner calling, experience sudden awakening moments. These are signs that you are crossing a vibrational border. So what happens when you truly cross this boundary? 1. Things that no longer fit will fall away. You don't have to try to let go. Everything falls away like petals falling when a new season comes. Old people go. Old habits disappear. Old mistakes no longer have power. You no longer want to fight or resist anyone. You no longer crave recognition. You begin to understand. Silence is power. 2. You begin to enter the frequency of truth. At the new vibrational level, you no longer live based on fear or ego. You live from knowing. You live from consciousness. You live from a very deep place in your soul where nothing can touch. You see clearly who is real, who is fake, what is heavy, what is light, which path belongs to you, who is only with you for a short time, who is the one you must leave with gratitude. 3. Your old ego is separated from your soul. You begin to observe yourself. You know when your mind is talking, and when your soul is talking. You know when you are reacting from old emotions, and when you are acting from peace. You become an observer, not caught up in drama, not dragged into chaos, not dominated by outside voices. You are not cold. You are just brighter. For a new stillness appears within you. This stillness is not something you try to create with meditation or breathing. It appears naturally, as if you have come a long way to finally return to the same place you left. It is the silence that comes when the soul crosses a new threshold. The silence that no noise can touch. The silence that no circumstance can take away. Silence is the language of God within you. 5. You begin to receive guidance directly from the source. Not through books. Not through teachings. Not through anyone else. You begin to receive very clear flashes of intuition. Where to go. What to leave. What to keep. What to believe. You begin to live as if there is an invisible guiding light that is guiding you with every breath. And in fact, it is. 6. Your life moves into a state of ordering. As your soul crosses the vibrational boundary, you enter a zone where the universe can arrange things for you. Things that were difficult become clear. People who hurt you leave. Things that were silent begin to move. New opportunities appear without you having to chase them. You begin to live in magical synchronicity. It is not magic. That is the nature of your soul when it vibrates at the right frequency. 7. You become the version of who you were always meant to be. And from that moment on, nothing can hold you back. No one can shrink you. No circumstance can take away your clarity. You become who you are, the original being God created you to be in the beginning. Babaji explains the inner journey. Dear friend, a truth that only strong souls dare to face. The inner journey is a return, not a run. You do not become someone new. You return to what you already are. You do not learn anything. You undo the things that prevent you from seeing yourself. You do not move forward. You go in. All the states you feel along the way, confusion, emptiness, boredom, separation, not belonging, are not mistakes. They are not failures. You are not lost. They are your soul's way of saying, stop. Turn inward. What you seek is within you. 1. The inner journey begins with the collapse of all illusions. You believed that you were the role you were playing. You believed that you were the emotions you experienced. You believed that you were the thoughts you created. You believed that you were the past, the pain, the story you told yourself. Then one day, all of those things no longer made sense to you. You felt empty, tired, and heavy. That's when the real journey began. Because you can no longer fool yourself. 2. Your soul pulls you out of your old life with the feeling of no longer fitting in. When you constantly feel, you no longer belong here. You no longer fit in with this person. You no longer go with the old energy. You no longer want to do the things you used to love. It's not laziness or boredom. It's your soul pulling you out of your old vibration. You feel pushed out of your comfort zone because it's not really a comfort zone anymore. It's just a familiar zone. 3. The deepest level of the journey is when you face yourself. And this is the point that few people dare to go into. You face the naked truth about yourself. No masks. No defenses. No excuses. No avoidance. You see the wounds that have never healed. The beliefs you unconsciously carried from childhood. The emotions you buried. The fears you never dared to name. The desires you didn't allow yourself to admit. The sadness you never cried. You think you're falling apart. But the truth is, you're seeing the real version of yourself for the first time. And from that moment, courage is born within you. For when you reach this point, God begins to speak to you in silence. Not with words. Not with flashing miracles. Not with external miracles. But with tiny movements of the heart, subtle intuitions, feelings of knowing without proof. You feel as if an invisible hand is guiding you step by step. This step is right. That step is no longer needed. Stay here. Leave there. Believe in this. Don't resist that. You begin to live by the light within, not the noise outside. That is when your soul is maturing. 5. And when you are mature enough, you will know this journey is not about becoming someone, but about becoming. Peace in all circumstances. Clarity in all choices. Freedom in all constraints. Unconditional love. Constant awareness. Still presence in yourself. You do not change your life. You change your frequency. And when the frequency changes, your life changes. Why an inner collapse is a sacred baptism. Dear friend, many people are afraid of inner collapse. They are afraid of the day when they can no longer control their emotions. Afraid when everything suddenly becomes meaningless. Afraid when their heart suddenly feels empty and lost. But I tell you, no soul is reborn without going through an inner collapse. In fact, that collapse is the sacred baptism that God gives to each soul before the elevation to a new frequency. 1. Because collapse is the universe's way of taking away from you what you dare not let go. People often cling to old habits, old relationships, old fears, old thoughts, old environments, old identities. Not because they are good, but because they are familiar. And the universe has to bring everything crashing down at once, so that you are forced to step out of that habit, not as punishment, but as liberation. 2. The inner collapse breaks the ego shell. The ego never lets go of its power. It will say, I am right. I am in control. I know what I am doing. But the day your soul becomes bigger than the ego, hatred, wound, jealousy, comparison, fear of abandonment, fear of failure, fear of not being loved, all these energies accumulate like mud at the bottom of a lake. And when you enter a transition period, your soul stirs all that mud up. You think you are getting worse, but in fact, you are being cleansed. There can be no rebirth without cleansing. And the most sacred thing, it is in your collapse that you become able to be guided. Because when you are no longer in control, you let your true nature lead the way. When you no longer cling to knowledge, you open to wisdom. When you no longer believe in fear, you hear the call of the soul. And that is why the collapse within is the birthright of a new version of you. It is not a disaster. It is a baptism. It is not an end. It is a beginning. You are not lost. You are returned to yourself. A word as light as the wind, but 6 as strong as thunder from Babaji to you. My friend, the old version is not the enemy. It is the companion who brought you here. Now it is leaving, like a boat that has completed its journey to take you across the river. No need to hold on. Fold your hands and thank it. Then let it drift away to where it belongs. Let the light enter. Let the new energy reign. Let your soul rise to the frequency it has always deserved.